This is really what the United Arab Emirates is all about. I mean, this is unbelievable. So we've taken a drive from Abu Dhabi for about an hour and we found ourselves in the desert surrounded by camels. Okay, so they're busy eating right now and they're right behind me. So let's find out a little bit about these camels and the role that they play here in the UAE and, of course, in Abu Dhabi. So to do this and talk us through it, we've got Dochim with us. Dochim, talk to me about these camels. So we're talking about these camels that years ago, I think one way of describing it, these were like the Land Rovers of the desert. Yeah. Now we're going in real Land Rovers, but I mean, this is really what they were for, transportation.
Really good comparison. You know, it was called the ship of the desert because, well, it rocks same like a ship, and at the same time, it was the only way you can cross through the rivers, through the seas of sand at the time. Well, now the main purpose is for competitions. So these are our toddlers today.
Oh, are these the babies? Is that why they're so friendly?
They're bigger than babies, but they're very cute and they usually play a lot right now.
Yeah.
And they're ready for everything. In case you give them some grass, they'll be jumping left and right just to get it. You see how they're fighting with each other even.
So camel racing here is a massive sport. I mean, we're very familiar with horse racing, but camel racing, big money on this.
Yeah, the camel races are something really important for the local people and they love it. Though you cannot gamble here, that's the main thing. Okay. So you're going to get prize, whether expensive car or you might get a money prize as well. So people are very proud of being part of it. Yeah. And this gentleman you see is one of the owners on the right. And he's the one who's going to sell his camels to people who are interested. And trust me, in this particular farm, recently they sell a camel for more than 1 million dirhams.
More than 1 million dirhams. Yeah. In fact, there's one, as we walked in, he goes for $2 million US.
Yeah. And that's actually kept for breeding. They will not sell it, I guess.
Yeah.
Because his children are all around.
Wow. Yeah. Unbelievable. Okay, so I've got is this like, it smells like Christmas cake. What is it, a date?
Well, it's something like mixture of grains and dates.
Yeah.
And that's what they feed them with before the competitions even, because they have to get nutrition. They need more power to run fast. As you know, they can reach as high as 50 kilometers per hour.
I'm going to feed one lucky one is going to. Apparently they share their food.
Don't worry, they're vegetarians.
They're vegetarian?
For now.
Yeah, this is for you. You lucky thing, you. Take it. Don't be shy. So we fed the camels. Let's go ride the dunes. This has to be one of the most magnificent experiences that anybody can have in their lives. Coming into a desert, the peace, the tranquility, the silence. It's absolutely amazing. And to stand here in this desert, watching the sunset behind us on these magnificent dunes, this is a blessing. It really is. And I just don't think we could have asked for any better. But what is it about deserts? I mean, why do we come all this way just to go and visit a desert when, I mean, for centuries and centuries, that's always been around us, and yet people always want to come and visit them? Well, again, thank goodness we've got our tour guide with us who's able to shed some light. Why? Why do we come back here?
Well, in these modern times when we are surrounded by noise, we are surrounded by the machines, and the life of the people is just from work back home. You need time to relax. You need a place like this where you really feel comfortable and where you will be like, you'll not have your boss above your head and you forget about the work and you just relax, sit, enjoy the silence of the desert, and you just have this time, and the next day you'll be really completely recharged.
Yeah. All right, tell us about this specific desert that we're visiting today.
Well, in this area, as you see, there's not much of vegetation. There's mainly camel grass, and it's very few of it, and the sand is kind of reddish color. The reason being iron oxides as well as some silicates, which make it to look so nice. And in combination with the wet weather sometimes, which is very rare, once in a year there is twice rainfall, then it gets pinkish and it's even more interesting to see it. And reflecting the sun as well, it makes your experience totally different.
Yeah. I mean, the sand is not, it's just one of the most, it's like powder. It literally is. You pick it up and it falls from your hand. It's the most magnificent
very, very
sand.
Fine one. Yeah. You might not expect to find the water not too deep inside this sand, but there is some. The problem is it's salty, so that's why very few of the plants can survive this environment, as well as animals. So most of it's lizards, insects, not much more than that. And the famous local tree, which is the national tree of UAE, it's called guff.
Yeah.
And that's the one which can catch that salty water from deep underground.
Yeah. Just finally, life in the desert. I mean, is there life in the desert? I know that they've obviously luxury hotels, tented tours. But, I mean, in terms of people still living and having a life here, does it happen?
Yep, there's a lot of farms, there's a lot of people which are involved still in this life. They live in the tents and they don't like to get away from it, as this is the nature, this is the back to the nature way of living.
All right, thank you so much for talking to us. I must tell you, it is just one of those special experiences, and to see the sun setting in the desert, once in a lifetime opportunity. I mean, look at that. It's absolutely priceless. Well, that brings us to the end of this incredible trip to Abu Dhabi. I tell you what, as you can see, this is a country with so much diversity, and it is so much fun. When that sun sets here, this place comes alive. As you can imagine, so hot in the day, but in the evenings, it cools down, and the temperature for partying really does come up. Well, anyway, I do hope that you come here, you enjoy, and the same goes for those living here, coming to South Africa and enjoying. We'll see you back in South Africa. Shap shap from Abu Dhabi.